it's yet another day. Obviously we've got 2 engines out here now. There's a long way to go, but like I said, the aim is just to get car up and running at the moment and see what we can get to happen. So we've already had a bit of a look through this one. We know it's rooted. This is the 2 litre out of my shed. Its head has never been torqued down. It's literally just sitting there with loose bolts. We're going to see if it cranks over, as in rotates, make sure that's all good. Take the rocker cover gasket off, rocker cover off. It's nearly rusted through, so we'll swap it over to this one. Lift the head, check it, make sure everything's all good. I think some of these gaskets and everything need replacing, because at some point that's all just been done with goop. Apparently we need to swap the pan over between the 2, so we'll look at doing that and just get it as far as we can for the moment, make sure it's rotating and everything's all together. This one does, as far as I can tell, this one was a fresh build. That head is not the head off that was on that engine. I can't remember what happened to that head, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. So we'll check it out, make sure it's all good. It's got new timing chain and everything in it. All the bits and pieces are there. I've got a gasket kit, but I will need to order some more gaskets. This intake and all of its associated bits will go onto here. We'll give it a clean up, go to paint, and get ready to put it in the car. Hopefully it's still in the same state as it was last time I looked inside. Definitely does rotate freely, and it's definitely got compression. So let's pull it apart and see how we go. So I don't know a whole lot about these heads. I know that there's a big valve and a small valve, and then there's different series of them. But interestingly, looking at it, the head that was on the 2 litre, it has each one of the intake valves is 05977, so they're all the same, and each of the exhaust valves appears to be the same, which is a 743. But on this head, so this head has 2835 on the exhaust, but then the intake is a mix of 05977, 00742, that one's a 977, and a 00742. I'm going to have to do a bit of measuring, I think, and have a look. But either way, both of them, whichever one gets used, needs a pretty good cleanup. But the part that I'm really confused about is why I've got 3 different numbers down that head, whereas this one at least has all the same. But if the numbers are anything to go by, it seems like this has a smaller exhaust port than this one, and I would assume that the exhaust port's the one that I'm most concerned about. But I'm also wondering, has someone just done a dodgy rebuild on this head, and that's why it's got different sized valves? Because these two are, or these 3, like, are visually smaller than those, but they also don't fill the seat, whereas these ones fill the entire seat nearly. I don't know. If this goes out before I put the car back together, feel free to comment. Tell me, is the numbers on the valves, I will Google it before then, but are the numbers on the valves an indication of the valve size? And if that's the case, am I better off going with this head and checking those valves to see what one's the right one for it? So, not as much crosshatch as I thought it had. It does still have crosshatching. It's not as healthy as I hoped, but it is still healthy. So we'll give it a good clean, a dodgy clean, but a good clean. Welcome to day 11-7 on the Gemini build. Head gasket and a few of the other parts haven't turned up yet, so we're just going to go through and start cleaning the head up a little bit, check the deck on the top of this engine. We might start swapping over some of the accessories like the water pump and bits and pieces like that. I do have a new belt and everything coming. Hopefully the head gasket and all the parts like that will be here tomorrow. I hope. We'll see how we go. But we're just going to start prepping everything else, get it all ready, cleaned, and ready to go on. And ideally we're also going to look at getting all of the engine bay stuff back together. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, but we're going to get the wiring harnesses and everything all back in place. There's a few things I want to look at moving in the engine bay. They probably won't get moved for startup, but I want to start thinking about where they're getting moved to, how they're getting moved, and what shit fight I'm going to run into trying to achieve it. So let's get to work. I'm just assuming that anyone that is watching currently understands what I was doing there. I've only half-assed it because I don't want to risk getting paint on the top deck. But basically, you just go along and tap with the hammer and cut through the tape, so it gives you a clean line when we paint the engine. Also, at the moment, it's just to keep stuff out of the bores, so I haven't done a great job of it. It's purely just to keep things out of the cylinder bores. We're going to swap the sumps over between the two. From what I can tell, the physical sump fits in no worries and wouldn't be an issue. The issue that is the G200, the dipstick would be in the way of the engine mount, so you won't be able to get it in and out. That's really the only issue I could see. So yeah, we'll swap, pull the sumps, clean this one up, put it on that, go from there. Should all go pretty smoothly.